they on their way?
Yes, they're coming.
These interviews will be good. We finally get to hear from these guys. It's a pretty interesting story too. I always like those clapper boards. Hi, it's Christy Grace, and I'm here today to interview the amazing, brave people from the story Kidnapped Entanglement. We have exclusive interviews with Jasmine Lewis, or Jazz, Megan Campbell, Aaron Campbell, and Detective Anthony or Tony Lewis. We're going to be talking to them all about their very exciting adventure, and pretty dangerous and hair-raising stuff went down in Kidnapped Entanglement story. So we're going to talk to them and hear all about it from them, and we're going to ask them the important questions that we all want to know. Welcome, Jasmine Lewis. We are interviewing today. Yes. Jazz Lewis, thank you so much for being here with us today to talk about the incredible story and the book that has come out, Kidnapped Entanglement, about your adventure, if that's what you wanted to call it. Thanks so much for having me. I'm excited to be here and talk about the story, and the book is pretty exciting. So yes, it seems like it was a really intense, dangerous type of a situation, but you know, from what we've read in the book, we understand that you held yourself quite well. We have some questions for you today that our audience are just dying to know the answers to. We took a poll, and these are the ones that we wanted to know. So you did some pretty amazing things out there. How did you know how to do all of that stuff? Well, I don't know if I would say amazing, but when I was young, my dad used to teach me a lot of stuff. He thought it was important that I knew a lot of self-defense and ways to protect myself and look after myself in any situation. So we'd go on trips together and do, you know, survival techniques, and taught me how to do all sorts of really, you know, valuable things, and they paid off. So as much as it wasn't fun back then, I really value all of that stuff he taught me now, because I was able to help Megan, and we by the grace of God, we got out of there. So yeah. One of the things that really stood out about this whole ordeal was your incredible memory for detail. Do you really have a memory like that for such details? I think I've always had a relatively good memory, but we did a lot of training exercises when I was young in memory as well. So I think that it depends too on the situation, and if you feel threatened, then senses go into heightened modes, and just know a little bit more, and yeah, I mean, pay attention to more things. Well, now you are quite famous for your amount of trust and hope that you have in God, that He will walk with you and keep you safe and keep going with you. After this experience, do you think that that's still the case? Do you still feel that sort of level of hope and trust? If anything, I think that my hope and trust in God is more so after this experience. Really proved that He was there, and that He will continue to be with me through, you know, no matter what. And so I think, yeah, it was the silver lining out of that really stressful situation was that I walked away with more cemented faith, and yeah, I'm grateful. So our last question that we wanted to know was, what do you plan on doing now after all of that? I have a few things lined up. There were a lot of things that came out, not just through that experience, but in the trial. Yeah, and I think it's important for us to be aware of the situation, and not everybody comes back. So I have a few things up my sleeve. I was working with a not-for-profit before, and I am still now, and I think that there are some other things though that I would like to explore, and yeah. It's there's all sorts of exciting stuff to be able to be a part of. Well, thank you so much, Jazz, for coming in and talking with us. And what would you just say to people who might be a little bit more interested to hear about the story and about what happened? I would say that if somebody is excited to know more about the story or is interested to know, you should check out Kidnapped Entanglement. And my name is Jazz Lewis, and I am one of the characters in Kidnapped Entanglement. So if you want to check it out and see what the story is all about, you can go and find it. Christy Gray's Scarlet Pen website. Thanks again, Jazz. We really appreciate your time. Thanks for coming in. Thank you so much for having me. It was really nice to be here. Bye. Oh, boy. I wouldn't want that kind of an upbringing. You know what I'm saying? Are you still recording? What is the matter with you? Oh, can I redo that? Let's do another take. We'll do another take. I don't know. I just didn't feel it. Okay.